all sorts of things. I mean, Andrew, you know, it's when you're in the music industry, you're not just one cap. You're probably about 50.
That was great. I was just using that time to take some bites of my breakfast.
I know. I wanted to cut you off because it looked too good.
You're doing a good job.
You have a little avocado on your beard, by the way. Just a heads up.
Good.
Yeah. Just want to let you know.
If you want to cut in there, Ryan, on the edit. Thumbnail.
What?
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Payden. And thank you so much for the mug.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need to do some. Here we go. Perfect in frame.
Ooh.
I've been thinking about doing merch.
Yeah. Talk to me, Goose.
You've got cups. What is that? Shirts?
Stickers.
Is this your first go around with doing merch?
Yes. Yeah. It was last year sometime. We did it all. And
how do you do merch?
Just, you just gotta have a connection to a printer or
I have a HP.
Yeah, those work. Epson's a little bit better, but yeah.
So like a shirt printer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So or you just like a merch supplier.
I literally know nothing.
Okay.
All I know is you can make merch. It's possible to do it.
Definitely
I know
possible.
I've bought a lot of merch. I like wearing merch from entities, bands, companies, creators, things that I really like.
Yeah.
I do tend to wear just this Target black shirt.
Hey. If
every
it
day,
ain't broke,
literally
don't fix
every
it.
day. But there's something to. I was just listening to this podcast with Andrew Schultz and Casey Neistat. Casey was saying that he should have done merch earlier, and he regrets not doing it. But his thought at the time was, it's very self-indulgent and gross to I'm gonna make a shirt of something about me so that other people can buy it and wear it.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, but no, because I remember when I was a kid and I loved a band and I would get a band shirt and I wanted everyone to know that I loved this band and that I was all about this.
I support them. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, it's the same thing now with creators or now with companies like a sample company or a coffee company or whatever it is. It's the same thing. People just want to shout out and showcase like my Peter McKinnon camera bag,
Oh.
Got all the Peter McKinnon stuff.
He has bags?
Peter. Yep. I got it all, man.
I use a lot of his LUTs for our stuff.
That was a big part for me when I started doing YouTube was I had bought everything he made.
Nice.
And I was like, man, wait a second. And the linchpin was I bought his sound effects pack, which kudos, Peter. I know he's not going to watch this, but kudos to you because it was all just him into an SM7 going.
No.
Literally that.
That's it.
Cut and named swoosh or helicopter. And I bought it and I went through. I was like, "Are you serious? This is just his mouth, everything."
We're in the wrong business, Andrew.
And I was like, "Dude, this guy's a genius." I wasn't even mad. I was like, "I'll literally never use these."
Yeah.
But I learned from that, wow, if you can build a community of people who are really into what you're doing, they'll buy anything and not be mad about it. They'll just be oh, cool, it's $15.
Yeah.
$15.
Oh.
But when you got 5 million subscribers and God knows how many monthly viewers, and every month some of them are new, that's new people who are entering that product page every month.
Oh.
And when you've got a sound effects pack, $15, LUT pack for $20?
Probably. Yeah.
Presets. I think there's a couple LUT packs, all digital products, which, by the way, for those listening, cost nothing. To keep in stock and to keep selling.
No overhead.
Cost probably nothing to make. I think he paid Andrew Huang to engineer it.
Nice.
Love you, Andrew. But that is the best business model. It's drum samples. I mean, drum samples is so different in the sense that it is a nightmare to make drum samples, in my opinion.
I'm glad we're here now because you have experience.
Yeah.
In that realm.
Oh, dude, it is the worst. It takes so much work. But once it's done and you've done all that work, you get to use it forever. And you get to sell it basically in unlimited quantity.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. But when I realized that I had bought everything Peter made, I bought the ND filter and the backpack. I bought the backpack twice now.
Oh, man.
And it's like a $400 backpack. Woo. So I was like, okay, so I personally have spent maybe $1,000
just you
on
alone.
stuff from one YouTuber that I follow.
One guy that you follow.
And I was like, just like I had started the planning stages of making YouTube videos, but I hadn't published anything yet. I was still figuring it out.
Yeah.
And I had realized, like, okay, there's a massive business potential here. I'm one dude out of millions of people who have bought at least something. And then that doesn't even account for sponsors, YouTube ad revenue, brand partnerships, and like whatever else work he's making a documentary for Angels and Airwaves. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is probably gonna make more than cutting a track over at whatever studio today.
Sounds like you need to make merch.
Yeah, and then merch. Yeah, exactly. So now I think about it, but it's not a giant priority for me. But when I see it, it always reminds me, like, wow, what am I doing?
These cost nothing to make.
Well,
I'm just kidding. No, they cost a lot. That's why you guys pay so high price for them.
No, for people who aren't experienced in starting or running businesses, they see the price and they just think like, oh, they're charging a lot. But it takes a lot of steps to get to the point to where you can sell something that is made and designed and finished.
100%.
And there's a lot of steps that go into that. And the cost of ordering them is one part of it.
Yeah.
But there's also cost and time making it, cost and finding the right manufacturer, finding and how much you buy.
The shipping materials.
Shipping,
alone.
the automated ordering process, like in the site to run all the back end. Yeah. It's much more annoying than whatever the $20 or for the thing is. Like,
literally,
get over it.
When we started selling shirts, like that was me and my wife. Like we just had one of our guest bedrooms in our house was just
boxing them up,
shirts everywhere.
Yeah,
and we have these like little poly mailers that we put them in. And we tried to make prep everything, so every shirt would get like a little like clear plastic bag, and it'd get 2 stickers in it, and then we just have and they were labeled too, so we'd put like small, medium, large.
Stickers aren't free, by the way.
No, they're not.
And you put them in there, and that's nice. You don't have to put them in.
Don't have to put them in there.
People would be perfectly fine without them, but you do.
It's fun, It's like, hey, here's a little. Put it on your your kick drum. Your front of your head, your case. Like I have them all over my snare case. Like it's fun.
Stick them on the woofer of your studio monitor.
Exactly. Boom. On the NS10s.
Actually, I got 2 open spots for stickers on my NS10s.
You have a lot of open spots, the focals and everything.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. So, for people who don't know you, could you give a little bit of a background on who you are and what you do?
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Payden Hilliard. I've been a drummer professionally, I'd say, for over 10 years now. Just mainly a part of the Christian music industry, drumming there, and haven't really dove into many other genres or anything. Haven't needed to, honestly. Been doing that. Started a drum sample company in the midst of COVID, just right smack in the middle of it. Started as a joke, kind of actually like, hey, that'd be funny, and it kind of worked. Do remote sessions at home, work with various other companies on social media and management of said media and all sorts of things. I mean, Andrew, you know, it's when you're in the music industry, you're not just one cap. You're probably about 50.
That was great. I was just using that time to take some bites of my breakfast.
I know. I wanted to cut you off because it looked too good.
You're doing a good job. That's a great point. First off, excellent drummer. Really savvy musician, business skills to think to do multiple things. I think, I don't know if you run into this. I'm guessing you do, but it's tough when you find people who are good people and talented musicians who are convinced that it's just, I just want to do live. I just want to go on the road. That's it.
Yeah.
Or whatever that thing is. It's, I only want to do that, and I don't want to have an Instagram, or I don't want to, whatever, like do anything else. It's just one thing. It's I think it's going to be a lot more difficult for that mindset to thrive.
Yeah.
I would argue traditionally or historically that is possible and happens for the square root of people, less than the square root of people who try to do it professionally.
Yep.
That is the historical situation of it. Now, I would say it's way smaller than that.
Oh, man.
It's so much like the guys who are so good that they can just go on a tour once or twice a year and they're set for their family.
Yeah, they're good.
Nah.
Yeah.
You got to have something else.
Oh.
And I think from a different perspective, like it's healthy to want to do other things.
Oh, 100%.
That was a big thing for me when I was engineering in LA. It was like, I love recording, but do I just want to stare at Pro Tools for 12 hours a day?
Oh, man. Yeah.
And that's it? And then when I'm done, I'm just like burnt out and I don't even want to listen to music? No, I know for sure. That's why I care very little about the engineering hat.
Yeah.
Engineering is basically just information that I have on how to do another thing, which is make music.
Yeah.
Or
create.
Yeah, to make things.
It's just almost like, yeah, it's creative in its own way, but it's also just heavily a tool of like, oh, this is how you capture.
Much like these cameras and all these lights.
Yeah.
I'm not a camera guy or lighting guy, but damn it.
You know how to dial
I had to figure it out, a little bit. It's not perfect.
Fake it till you make it, you know what I mean?
So that's cool. You got the
sorry to interrupt you. But yeah, like going back to the multifacets of like, having, I think it's healthy, like you said. It's just it keeps your mind sharp. It keeps you like, okay, it's good to diversify. You know what I mean? And just like, I enjoy like, oh, one day, I'm sitting here talking to you, podcast. The next day, we're figuring out something for a company that's like different. It's like, oh, social media, like how do we, make this work for us? And or just,
renovating a house.
I mean, you just
I like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe too much.
I mean, I was in a hole with my dad the other day.
Literally.
Fighting off a snake. We're literally, okay, so my dad's in the flip game now. It's amazing. He's on his 5th flip house now.
Nice.
And he called me and he's like, hey, can you come by? I need to put some insulation on a duct in the...
Okay.
Yeah, sure. And so he's going up first and he's like, yeah, I see a chicken snake. His head's poking out right now.
Up in like an attic?
No, in the crawl space underneath the house. I mean, we're in full
even better.
Yeah. So like he's face level with the snake. I'm like, I'm out. You're good. Like I'll see you on the other side. And even though it's a chicken snake, non-venomous. I was like, nah, I'm good. But and then come back to the studio and record some drums later that day.
Yeah.
It's just that,
Dang, so you didn't try to pick it up?
Nah.
I have I love snakes.
You do?
I'm fascinated and drawn to them.
You're a real snakehead.
Like dangerously drawn to them.
Dangerously.
If I see one, I'll walk straight up to it and immediately try to pick it up.
You just start like, yeah.
No, I'll pick it up.
You pick it up.
And then I'll have it wrap around my arm and stuff. Like
okay. So you were one of those kids.
I guess. I don't even, there's something there because when I moved to Nashville, I did Uber for a little bit, and down by, what's that neighborhood where like Jenny's Ice Cream and kind of by Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's like the pancake pantries over there.
Yes. Like I just noticed 21st Street. But
Yeah. Over in that side of town, I was turning onto a road, and there was a construction site on one side and like a couple shops and like a little parking lot, and in the middle of the road was a big snake. And I was like, oh no, somebody's going to run over this snake. Yeah, and I like pulled my car over, and I ran out, and I grabbed the snake, and was trying to cross the road and go into this park. I'm like, dude, this is a bad idea. But clearly he was leaving where the construction site was. So I, like an idiot, went over and picked him up by the tail and held him as far away from me as I could. He didn't want anything to do with me. He didn't care.
He's like, I'm getting out of here.
And I moved them over to a thing and just like hung out with them for a little bit and was like chatting it up. I'm like, dang, dude, look at this snake. This is so cool.
This doesn't faze me. I grew up in backwoods, Texas, so like this happened all the time. I love this happened in the middle of Nashville though. Like during
that was why I was surprised. I was like, why is this snake here?
Yeah.
But
you okay? You good?
But yeah, I'm reptiles, turtles, frogs, snakes. I love them. I want to hang out with them. Yeah.
Well, that's it. You need a studio turtle now.
My wife does not love that I love them, because if I can, I'll bring it right into the house.
Oh, of course.
And she's like, get that out of the house now. And the fact that it bothers her is enjoyable for me.
It's even more enticing.
I'm like, are you sure? Let's take a picture of it in her bed.
Yeah. Look, he's comfy. Look,
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so doing the housework, and then you're married.
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
29.
29.
I had to think about it for a second.
And then when did you guys get married?
Got married at 22 and 21.
22 and 21.
Yeah,
Dang.
we'll be married 7 years this year.
Oh, dude.
In July.
Congrats.
Yeah.
We literally just had our 7th wedding anniversary.
Nice. Air 5.
Yeah, it was like days ago, the Earth Day.
Love it.
Yeah. Didn't do anything.
Hey.
We like high five. We're like, sweet. I'm gonna go.
It's Earth Day.
Yeah.
That happens,
So you're going on the road and you're doing some remote stuff. Are they related? Like, is the work related, or is like the remote stuff different kind of work?
Yeah, it's kind of spread out. It's like all the remote stuff is a lot of people in town. Some of studio
people you have worked with.
Yeah, producers and stuff like that. And then a lot of it's international, actually.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of cool. So my business partner Johnny for Drum Sample Shop, he's from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of connections with him.
I haven't started busting his balls about being British yet.
I know, you need to.
I will.
He's very.
Just so you know.
He is properly British.
Yeah.
He gasps like he's oh my goodness,
he triggered me when he was like, oh, my son just brought me some tea.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh,
we threw that in the harbor.
Tea time. Listen, when it comes to Johnny and his tea time, do not mess with that man. He will shut everything down. Deadlines, everything. Yeah. Tea time's on. Forget about it. I love it. Like some people, like I'll unwind with a glass of wine at night. It's tea almost every night. If he could choose, it's always tea.
Wow. That's disgusting.
I know. I love it though.
Gross.
That's, it's just that US, UK.
I love that they have a thing though. You got to have a thing. Mine is this black coffee.
Hey, I'll take 40 cups of this over tea any day. Literally.
Yeah. Dirt water.
Literally. But yeah, Yeah, so it's a lot of it's international. It's kind of cool. Like I just sent off tracks to Singapore the other day. A church out there. They're just a pretty big church, and they do a lot of just random recordings here and there, and starting to work with them. Stuff.
So is there a network of some sort of like, oh well, this guy drummed on our stuff. You should try it. I mean, obviously, word of mouth is generally networking, but
sometimes they've had a lot of artists that I've played with over the years, like like maybe done a couple shows with, over to their church. So that's kind of how that like might happen, and a lot of it's through Instagram. Honestly,
Instagram, yeah,
it's a lot of it's through there, some of it's not, and then then it becomes word of mouth, and it's like a few new clients are through Instagram.
Instagram is the new text messaging app.
It really is. I only communicate with people through Instagram sometimes now.
Yeah, we do that.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I split between the two because it's like I do the same thing on it. I'm either sending you a reel, or asking you what time are you getting here.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes both,
How did you get into that world of did you start doing studio stuff or live stuff first?
It started live. Yeah. I moved here when I was 19 and was purely live stuff. It's sometimes in the Christian realm, it's like if you're known for a live guy, like you're a live guy, it's if you're known for a session guy, like it's very tight knit session work. I feel like a lot of genres are like that too. But so for a long time it was just only live. And kind of around the 2019 year, like I was kind of like, I want to dive into session recording and home stuff, just because I think it would be cool. And, and 2020, it was fun. I started building my room.
Happened?
Yeah, something happened. Global scale.
My channels really did what I did a bunch of home studio related stuff.
Exactly. Hey,
strange timing.
You came to my place. Was it 2020?
It must have been, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But in 2019, I don't know, I was just feeling like it would be great to start doing something, like building something out. So I started doing that. And then in February of 2020, I announced, hey guys, like I can do sessions from home now. I got a little Apollo 8 XP. Like I'm ready to go. I got a couple mics, couple 57s. Like it'll be fun. And then, March of 2020, it just bam hit.
Yeah.
Lockdown everywhere.
Yeah.
And so like anybody that had kind of like a home studio, you were just getting, I guess people still wanted to create music there, in the height of all that. So that's kind of where it's.
Well, people had plans, and then they're like, well, I still needed to do my plans.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So like a lot of the work came from the UK actually, because they were in lockdowns like consistently.
Yeah.
And I feel like Nashville was pretty chill.
Yeah, I didn't change anything.
No, yeah, like
I kept doing studio tours, which is, I think was really valuable to people who are in this world to see them, to feel like, oh, look, they're working. It kind of, it gives people permission to be able to do professional work from their homes.
Yeah.
You're showing them people who are legitimately doing that. Like, oh, it is possible.
Yeah.
One, I can, and two, it is possible.
Yeah.
And then some of them are just wild. You go over to Edwin's house and you're like, oh, whoa, you can really do this.
That's a different ball game.
I just got to start my own custom home building company. Have like 7 teams building houses.
Yep.
And then I have the best home studio.
Yeah, and then I'll build my own home studio that's better than almost all the places
Shout
in
out
Nashville.
to Edwin, dude. He is crushing it.
Edwin, man. He just built out you remember when you went out there?
Yeah, the pool house. Dude.
Yeah, he finally built it. Looks amazing. I haven't been over since, but it from the pictures it looks amazing.
Yeah, we should do something over there.
Hey, do a pool house tour.
Yeah, or just like a Logan Paul vlog or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Go there, jump in the pool.
Hey, that's a good
make a
follow-up.
record.
Yeah. I think that's actually his goal. Is to just jump right out of the
party
pool,
house, dude.
right into the studio.
Make some food.
Hey, fajitas, pizzas.
But really, what we're doing was we're just gonna go party at Edwin's.
Yeah,
But
basically.
it'll be a video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There'll be cameras around.
That's what this is.
I love it.
I'm like, I just want to hang out with Payden.
Hey, any chance
You want to do a
chance to
podcast?
hang out with Andrew? I mean, we don't hang out enough.
It's true.
We work a lot together.
I'm a workaholic. I love working.
I do too.
It's my favorite.
I really
It's
do
one
too.
of my favorite things.
Yeah.
It's my favorite hobby. Like work is my hobby, which is dangerous. I also like landscaping.
Green thumb. Okay. I'm here for it.
I love being. I used to have a ride-on mower and an acre of grass, just aching to be mowed, 2/3 of the year, and
Pop some headphones
whatever
on.
it is. Oh yeah, throw a podcast on.
Oh,
Get out there,
you are a dad.
dude. It's therapy.
Where are the New
It's
Balances?
dad therapy. Yeah, it was legit. So
I love that.
So you've been married for almost 7 years.
Yes, sir.
29.
Mm.
Touring all around the world too. Your reels are wild, dude. When I see you drumming in those crowds, I'm like, what?
It's pretty wild.
Where are you?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where have you been to in the last 6 months?
Last place was Nicaragua, and then before that, Barcelona, Madrid, Milan. Before that, Venezuela.
One artist or several artists?
One artist.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
You ever been to Indiana?
Oh man, love that place. It's great.
Hey man, I'm from the heart of Illinois in the Midwest.
Wasn't Texas Roadhouse started in Indiana?
Probably.
I think so.
That makes sense.
It killed me a little bit when
Yeah.
being from Texas. Like
It's just how smart people in Indiana are.
now, I throw the peanuts down on the floor in spite, not out of fun. Clean this up later. Actually, they took it away. You know, they took the peanuts from Texas Roadhouse.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently.
Never been.
Well, you have one actually, like right down the street.
Yeah, I bet it does really well here in Gallatin.
Oh,
Yeah, that place has got.
You waiting in line,
slammed,
son.
dude.
on a Friday night, you waiting in line to get in there. Can we talk about random facts real quick? I have
Yeah.
a random fact.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about like these chain restaurants, I know we're probably gonna go over time, but I like it. It's fun.
Oh yeah. Have we started? Is this rolling?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Might need to press record.
Jamie, are we good?
Jamie. How? Okay, this is so random, and this I don't know if your viewers care to see this, but like, how much do you think Cracker Barrel's, the restaurant, good old country cooking, chicken dumplings, how much do those stores take in a year?
Like gross? All of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Cumulative?
I'm not exactly sure. I found a random number, and I wanted to know.
Oh.
Out of, I think it's like 663 stores or restaurants. Yeah, nationwide.
Okay. Well, I'm qualified to answer this, by the way.
Oh, I know you are.
People don't know this about me, but I study restaurant, specifically in the Country Barrel. What's it called?
Cracker Barrel. Have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Once. I've been once.
You've been once?
Yeah, when
It's
I was
Cracker
like
Barrel.
a kid. Yeah, man, I don't eat out. You saw what I was eating.
I know.
But I would guess in this country it does quite well.
It's only in this country.
Gross or net? Because those are two very different numbers.
I know. I don't remember the actual stat. I
I'm
just
gonna
know
guess-
one specific number.
I'm going to guess they're for sure in a profit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that they're... I wish I knew more about profitable restaurants because it seems like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Or it would be really hard to have a
Exactly.
profitable restaurant. I'm sure Chick-fil-A does great.
Oh.
Cracker Barrel,
It's just how much they bring in.
what is it?
$2.8 billion.
Wow. That's got to be gross. There's no way that's not.
I know.
That's a
but
lot.
that's still insane, though.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's good.
That's
Good job,
pretty
Cracker
crazy.
Barrel.
Come on, Cracker Barrel.
Not sponsored.
I know, right? Literally. Chicken and dumplings.
Hey,
Just
guys.
out of nowhere.
Looking for a sponsor.
Biscuits. But I mean, like, the store, like out front,
Yeah.
like is, little knickknacks and like
Yeah.
vintage candy, like rock candy and stuff like that. Like
Right.
$2.8 billion.
Hmm.
And then they have the rocking chairs out front.
Okay. I don't know anything.
Oh
about this
yeah,
place.
you've only been once.
Sorry.
Go to Cracker Barrel. We're going to Cracker Barrel after this. He went to Cracker Barrel. They have rocking chairs just lined up out front, just basically like you're waiting and like it's like a full family.
Grandma here.
Exactly. Like that's all of our family reunions in Texas.
Okay.
Were Cracker Barrels. Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel. Like,
That's a family. It's Sunday.
Yeah.
Routine spot.
100%.
Predictability. We
Yeah.
know what they have. I'll tell you. I just finished eating, and I'm telling you what we're getting next Sunday. I'm ordering this, or maybe Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's a good concept for a restaurant. It's like a place that people come to regular.
Yeah. Oh, just on the reg.
Yeah.
So it's just lined up with rocking chairs out front, and I think there's only one supplier for the entire like restaurant.
Oh heck yeah.
They're the only customer actually as well. They sell them for $200 a pop.
Okay.
They sell 200,000 units a year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So they're growing.
It's insane.
They're really
I'm just
growing.
like, okay, so I
Amazing.
mean, a handmade, like, I think it's like handmade rocking chair. I mean, that's got to last you what? Like, if it's under a porch.
That's not handmade. Some of it's handmade.
A hand has touched it,
Hand
and it's been
assembled,
made.
Yeah.
Hand assembled.
Yeah.
But, like, it's sitting under a porch. Like, how long do those last? They last, like, what, at least?
It's a good question.
A long time.
They gotta be strong.
Exactly.
They
So
gotta
it's
be
like,
pretty strong.
so 200,000 units a year, it's like, well, that's got to be new customers because, I mean, you're not going to go like, oh, every month I'm going to buy a new rocking chair. You buy two and like you're done for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's like there's got to be a little bit of returning customer rate, but also new customer. I don't know.
That's interesting. What made you think of that?
It's there's a documentary on YouTube or like a little like short
About
film.
Cracker
Yeah, about
Barrel?
Cracker Barrel. A buddy of mine showed it to me and I've been fascinated with that. I've been telling everybody I can.
Do you remember the channel?
I can. I'll send you the link later.
Okay.
Link below.
No,
I don't know if I
you
can say
guys
that.
don't get to. You guys don't get to watch this. This is just. It'll be our thing. We'll watch it.
I like it.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you started setting up your studio, which, by the way, how fun is when you decide you're gonna do it?
Yeah.
And before it's done, that time in between, all the possibilities of what this room is gonna be, because it's all just potential.
Oh.
And you're just like,
Blank.
man, what's gonna come from this? I'm creating something that will then elevate or completely could change the whole trajectory of my life.
Oh.
And I have to decide, should I use API? Can I afford that? Or should I get and then you're just in this other world, this gas mode.
You've thought a lot more about it than I have. I'll tell you that. I was like, does that panel right there look good? Yeah, it looks awesome. I think it sounds great. That's killer,
Is that all I need?
Oh, man. Yeah, like,
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
obsessed.
I think you have like a good skill set of it. Like now, I mean, this room is incredible. Like, and the fact that you did this all yourself was wild.
Thank you.
It's like you actually know what you're doing and
Well, I spend all my time up here. I mean, when you're in the same room all the time, you start to.
Yeah.
I mean, you just can't help yourself, but you're like, I bet if I moved,
Yeah, like
this
attempt it
a little better.
Yeah. I think when I built mine, I didn't know anything. I was like, well, as long as like it's not, slapping back or there's no like, just kind of echoey stuff.
And here's the main difference between our rooms.
Yeah.
You're working in your room. Like you go in there and you're like, okay, I'm going to work, meaning I'm going to record.
Yeah.
I come in here and I go,
What kind of film?
Yeah, I'm like, I want to do a video on this concept.
Yeah.
This idea.
Mm.
How do I do that? And that requires some sort of, in a sense, some sort of story of like,
Yeah.
okay, well, here's the idea.
Mm.
Here's what I have, and here's how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
Let's watch for 8 minutes and see how it goes.
I love it.
You know?
Real vision board type stuff.
And there's recording that happens at some point in there.
Yeah.
But the bigger picture is not like, and for also, the recording's not going to anyone. This is the other thing when people ask me about like mixing. They're like, oh, but when you're mixing, like blah, 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 isn't this a thing? I'm like, dude, I don't mix for anyone. I'm like, I mix for this video you just watched and that's it.
That's
and then I
it.
delete the session. I don't, it's not going to anyone.
Yeah.
It is exploration for me. I really enjoy just figuring out how to do something and then doing it and going, see that? That's how I did it.
Yeah.
That's how you do that. Isn't that cool? Cool.
It's like, yeah,
Delete.
You're truly working for yourself.
Upload it, and then hopefully that can be something that, some 15 or 16-year-old kid who's like, man, I just want to do this thing. And I don't know how to even start on that, Maybe it'll bring a little bit of value or inspiration or entertainment or something to someone. And that's what's fun to me, both as that kid watching and learning, like, oh my God, really? You just put the super dead drum thing on it?
Yeah.
That's what it does?
That's it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Secret sauce.
Or not super dead. What's the name of this? Big fat snare drum. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Fat snare drum.
We're starting a new one. Love you, big fat snare drum. I use all your stuff.
That's what I meant. Yeah, super dead. This is Jake Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're using your room for work, and I'm just screwing around in my room. And it is the most fun. I mean, it is a dream to get to screw around. And
it is.
And we'll make music in here sometimes, but yeah, because of doing social media, like you're doing recording, you're doing live stuff, you're doing the sample stuff, but you're also doing social media.
Yeah.
Kind of for all of it.
Oh man.
Because, hello guys, it's important. Here you are watching this listening to the podcast.
We got you. We duped you.
This is it.
It is.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't do it or whatever.
You're wasting an hour of your life. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe. I mean, it's funny starting to do it, and I'm sure you've experienced this too. In the beginning, there's all these sort of fears of like, well, what am I going to say? I'm going to sound so dumb. What am I look like? I don't even know what to talk about. Why? Who's going to... it's all negative limiting beliefs. Mm-hmm. But after you just ignore that and do it anyway, and maybe all those things are true, but you just ignore it anyway and push on. What I've discovered is one of my thoughts was I was going to run out of video ideas.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, God, okay. Thank God I thought of one idea here. Great. That's next week. But what am I going to do next week? I'm used up that idea and I can't ever do that again. It's like, no, you're practicing coming up with ideas. And then you get better at recognizing ideas. Yeah. And then it becomes a problem where like you just realize like there's an angle to pretty much everything. Yeah. And which is why I started doing a podcast because I'm like, I would just be talking to my friends. I'm like, dude, our phone call is a podcast. Yeah. Like there's value to this entire conversation we just had.
Yes, it is.
I wish I could just upload this phone call.
All the hour-long phone calls.
So,
well, yeah, I think on the video perspective like that, like, oh, like I'm running out of ideas, but it's like, because you always think, oh, it's got to be the next biggest thing. It's got to be epic, everything, but it's like, sometimes you just need meat and potatoes. It's kind of like and this is a business brain, but like, it's kind of like the Apple approach. It's like, hey, here's a computer, but here's all the cables separately we're going to charge you for as well. It's like, here, you need this. This is awesome, but also you need these.
This is the best thing that's ever been invented.
Yeah.
It's at the best new price. Yeah. Better than anything else.
$4,500 and your cables are all $1,000.
They don't even mention it. It's just like, this is the best. And you go, perfect. And then it goes, would you like a charger?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Crap.
Would you like to be able to connect to the internet?
Exactly. Oh, they
dang.
got
You want
me.
to plug your headphones? Oh, jeez.
Oh, they got me. Yeah, exactly. But that, I mean, and you take that, but you apply it creatively, and obviously all your stuff is available for free on YouTube, and but it's amazing though, because it's like, well, he's showing me awesome stuff that's just like blowing my mind right now. But now I want to dive into how he got there, or the little side quest,
Yeah.
little nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just like so many opportunities. I wish more people, friends of mine and, people who I've talked to who are interested in starting it. I wish I could just transfer over that like ability to recognize just basic things. My friend Frank Romano, I'm going to shout him out now. Fingers crossed that he started a YouTube channel.
We'll see.
I interned for him when I was 20 years old in LA, and he just moved here, and he is incredible guitar player. He's played with Rob Thomas for like 20 plus years.
Oh, nice.
He's also like had pub deals for 20 plus years. So he's a track guy, incredible ability to just pick up a guitar and just boom, verse, chorus, there you go.
Oh man.
Really fun dude. Extremely knowledgeable about guitars. Super close with Tom Bukovac.
Nice.
I guess they grew up together, but I was hanging out with him. He's got this spot in East Nashville, and he's talking to me about, I'm like looking at him, like, oh, you got the Apollo and you got this thing set up. So and he's like, dude, check this out. So and he's showing me like a pedal in like a specific guitar. He's like, yeah, if you flip it to this and you do that, I'm like, Frank, this is content.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Literally everything you just said and just showed me. That's content. And not only is it content, that's good content and extremely valuable to a very specific person. Like somebody's looking for this.
Exactly.
And you just said it to me offhand naturally, and that was it. That's all content is. It's something that relates to someone who is sort of a reflection of what you're doing, trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But you already know it, so you just...
Oh.
And how easy is it to say something you already know?
Yeah.
Look at, I have the perfect keyboard stand. It's this stand right here. So you can add as many shelves, but it is built so that you put your feet under it. It doesn't tip over.
Perfect.
And it's extremely sturdy and strong, and there's none that are like it.
It does look really strong.
They solved the keyboard stand problem. Keyboard stands are the stupidest things on planet Earth, and this solved it.
This does it.
And I didn't even make it. I can just show it and be like, look at that. Look, this solved my problem because by existing.
I love it.
Link in the description.
That's it. Link down below.
Yeah, they're a UK company, so that's -1 point.
So yeah.
-1 point.
It's tea stained. Oh.
Yeah. Really good job. But yeah, so tell me about this sample company.
Yeah.
Drum Sample Shop. Fantastic name.
Thank you. It was not creative at all. We were very lazy in the name.
It's perfect. Drum Sample Shop.
It was just available on the domain was available.
Yeah. Well, that's how businesses.
And that's literally
going.
like, it was kind of like, well, the domain's available. That was literally a conversation with Johnny was, hey, what do you think about Drum Sample Shop? I was like, cool. He's like, the domain's available and, Instagram. I was like, yeah, I think that's great. He's like, okay, cool, because I already bought it and I've already made it all. I'm like, all right, well, then that's what we are.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy. You made that decision for us. That's great. Executive decision.
Dude, I've bought domains on just seeing that something's available. I'm like, oh, I'll buy this just because.
Yeah.
Like, somebody's gonna want this.
Oh.
And sometimes it's surprising what is available.
Oh. I've actually looked up, like Drum Sample Shop, DSS.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's available.
Oh yeah.
But it's $600,000 at the moment.
DSS?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Why?
I don't know. I was like, It's very high value. I think just 3 letters, bang, bang, boom, you know.
So
So anybody wants to...
DSS?
DSS, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jamie, put that down.
Yeah, Jamie. Jamie, get it.
So 2019 or 2020, you started doing that. You said it was a joke.
Yeah, kind of started.
Are drum samples a joke to you?
No, they're not. Well, we like to have fun making them. No, it actually on the shirt it says established 2020 DSS EST 2020.
Oh, nice.
When you wear it later, you'll remind. Oh yeah, that's when
the joke year.
The joke year, the funny year. Everybody having so much fun. 2020. I remember being New Year's Eve in 2019. We're like, 2020 vision. It's gonna be the best year ever.
Oh my god,
it was hilarious. Actually, business wise, it was the best year ever. Yeah, it started, and your channel went. Boop.
Yeah, it's interesting how complicated of a year it was, and how good it was for a lot of businesses.
Yeah. So, anyways, it started off as remote sessions. Honestly, it was sending files back to the UK, and Johnny was like, "Hey, man, these are really good. Like, you've got the room dialed, my little closet of a room, because you've been to my space.
I have.
You know where my control room is? The drums were actually in there.
No.
Yeah. I don't know why I just thought.
How?
I don't know.
Dude,
I had to crawl over like the floor tom to get back behind the kit.
Yeah. I don't even.
It was not good.
You have to move just to get back there.
It was not good. I think.
See, that's great content.
I know. I
started in a closet.
It was a closet, literally. Say it. I know you're gonna say it.
I was
You're gonna say it.
No, I was gonna say, screw your started in a garage story.
Yeah, started in the closet. Yeah, I finally came out of the closet. I finally moved it. Yeah, I know you're gonna say it. I know you're gonna say it. I finally moved out of the closet.
I'm proud
of you. And I'm like, I have I think a 10 by 10 or even 12 by 12 room right next to me, and I just didn't set up in there. I don't know. I guess my brain, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, maybe it's easier to control if it's in a tighter room, and it's obviously less, panels I have to make and build, and it'd be way more cost effective just to build those. And so that's what I did. But the funny thing is actually one of Johnny's favorite samples we've ever made was tracked in that room.
Were the room mics? Did you do room mics?
No, it was one of the kick samples.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. So it was like real tight.
Cool.
It was a Rogers like 70s kick.
Sick.
And it just like something about it, and it's in our US UK pack.
Okay.
And it's his favorite sample, like literally his favorite sample to go for.
US UK Rogers kick. What's the name?
It's
of
just
the
70s kick.
Yeah. 70s kick.
Yeah. It sounds freaking great though. But so that's how it kind of started. It was like, hey, these sound really good. Yeah. We should like do something. He had previously just like recorded a little a kit at his church and sold it for like 15 pounds online, and was like, hey guys, did pretty well. And so that kind of was like, well, I can sell them. And then
proof of concept.
Exactly. So it's like, and I was like, well, I've got the stuff to record multiple things. And so the marriage happened, and but then actually I ended up moving out of that little closet into the bigger room and recorded the main kit in that bigger room, US UK, and that's how it kind of started. And
how many packs have you done since then? Because now it's 2023.
Yeah, we have, I believe, 7 or 8 packs out right now, standalone.
Kudos to you for that.
Thanks, man.
Making samples.
I mean, you make 11 videos a month. I could never do that. So.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, sample. It's the editing that kills me.
Oh,
of the samples, especially if there's loops. Are you guys doing loops?
Oh yeah,
okay,
100%.
Jesus, see,
well,
what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know if we can say this because it is going to be coming out later.
We could say whatever we want.
I mean, we're in currently, but while this is being recorded, we're in talks of maybe hosting somebody's sample pack.
Yeah, so I'm passing my pack on to you guys.
Yeah.
Will be your burden to carry.
I love it. Give me your burden. Cast your burdens on me. Andrew.
And when I made it, the most fun part was getting the sounds, because that is everything that I do comes down to getting drum sounds is my favorite and most fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And it never gets old. And every time I do it, I go, these are the greatest drum sounds I've ever got.
You love your life.
Every single time. And learn something new. And when you can make a sample out of it, it's even cooler.
Oh, man.
Because now it's like forever.
Yeah.
I get to use that.
Yeah.
Remember that drum sound?
Yeah.
Here it is.
I got it
ready to go
forever.
It's built into my template now.
Oh, nice. Woo.
So that was really fun. And I wanted it to be just an insane amount of value for the customer. So I was like, let's do some loops.
Yeah.
And also I want to like do some songwriting, and instead of like, okay, let me go record a thing, I was like, let's just have a folder that I can just go to of stuff that I
or your go-tos.
that I would play.
Yeah.
And my thought was like, I'm going to make a playlist of songs that I love, like the chorus to, or I love like the intro or verse beats, drum beats too. And I'm going to figure out the tempos and create a list of tempos. And I'm going to put those songs, in a notes thing or whatever. And I'm literally just going to go in and recreate those drum parts in those tempo folders, and then I'll do some alternative stuff. Let's do just toms. Let's do.
Yep.
But I got lost in the weeds in there, where I was like, okay, well, if I just do toms, and it'd be weird if it's like just that, and then the cymbal thing. I'm like, I better do toms and snare, and then there's got to be some options, because it can't just be one or two.
Yeah,
there's got to be like at least 10 different variations, and then like some, and then there's got to be fills to transition. And I got so caught up in there has to be all of these things in every tempo folder, and months went by, and then editing them.
Oh man!
Because I'd record some, and then I'd be like, it's hot in here. I got to turn the AC on. I can't have any of this noise on.
No.
When I'm doing samples.
Oh, sample.
So it gets hot, and then I'm like, okay, well, I have to stop now, and okay, well, let's edit, and then I edit. I listened to so much comedy. During that edit. That was the only thing that was keeping me sane going. Was just, I would laugh at, I was listening to crazy, you ever heard the podcast Kill Tony?
No.
It's wild, dude.
Really?
It's a live comedy show at a comedy venue, and they let anyone come up on stage, and it's streamed live to YouTube, and they have like,
oh man,
they'll bring Joe Rogan on, they'll bring like big, huge comedians to judge you. And it's like people who are like, yep, this is my first time, and you have 1 minute. And dude, it's
brutal.
And they roast them when they're done. Though. It's like they go right at them, and then they do like a little interview. So anyway, I listened to that the whole duration of making these packs and editing. And the editing was the worst part.
Yeah.
And then organizing, and then you got to name everything, and then you got to structure it's just like, good God, I just want to get the sounds and record the stuff and then be done. And you can't. It takes a lot. And I didn't even do the presets. I didn't even do a README file,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about like documenting, like ironically the marketing side of it until I was done, and I was like, all right, let's put it up next week. And then I was like, I got to make a page on my website. Then how do the file's too big to go to, so I have to do like a separate download link inside the
brutal.
Dude, this is just, I hate all of this, and I had all these cool videos planned to promote it, and I did like one, and I was just like, I'm done. Now I can move my mics.
Yeah, now you can.
That was that killed me to not be able to change things. I love changing things.
Yeah.
And once I had it dialed, I was like, this is the sample pack sound, so I can't change it.
Can't move it.
And since I was tracking and editing, it wasn't like I just did 2 days of tracking and was done.
Oh.
It was like, it was the whole duration of the thing.
Oh my God.
So I had like, because of my channel, I get sent a lot of gear. I had a mountain of gear over there, and companies who are like, yo, where's that? Have you checked out the thing? I'm like, dude, I haven't even touched. I've got like months of gear I haven't even opened yet.
Yeah.
And I want to so desperately. I'm so excited to check it out, but I can't change this until my pack's done.
I love it.
So I am so relieved to be partnering with you guys.
Can't wait.
And putting my pack on your site, and you guys are saucing it up with some other presets, some alt mixes of them where you're gonna literally put sauce on it.
Yeah, actual barbecue sauce.
And I wonder if that gets recorded. Let us know.
I don't know.
Let us know in the comments.
Though. Yeah.
And then so people can basically get my pack on drumsampleshop.com.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll do some more.
Hey,
put them on there. That'd be fun.
It's an open future here.
It's exciting. And then okay, so Drum and Live Studio, Drum Sample Shop. What was the other thing you said? House flipping,
social media, a lot of things.
What do you? So what do you think about like a musician who is great at maybe a couple different instruments, and they're trying to figure out what to do?
Yeah,
maybe they have a slight interest in recording. What's like some good advice?
A multi-instrumental instrument. I can't say it.
Talk to me. Talk to 15-year-old me.
Yeah,
I play drums. I love playing drums in my bonus room.
Yeah,
at my parents' house. I desperately want to record myself playing drums to my favorite songs, to film them and put on YouTube. Ironically. So I like recording. I like making and posting videos.
Yeah.
What's the move? Do I go to school? Do I try and get a job at a studio?
Man.
Do I go to my church? Do I?
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Go
avenue.
on the road.
Yeah. That's a great question. I think it boils down to. A little backstory. A buddy of mine I had coffee with recently, and he's a photographer, and he gets hired for all these like tourism boards for like the Faroe Islands and just like Iceland and all this crazy stuff. And just like, what the heck are you doing? And I asked him. I was like, I've been friends with him for 8 years now. And I've never really asked him. I'm like, hey, dude, like, just tell me what's your work look like as far as like, obviously you're good at your craft. And I'll get back to how, a 15-year-old, but like, this is advice for anybody, 15 to 50, it's like, what's the percentage of your work where it's just like dialogue with people and relationship with people? You have a little avocado on your beard, by the way. Just a heads up.
Good.
Yeah. Just want to let you know.
If you want to cut in there, Ryan, on the edit. Thumbnail.
What? I love it just hanging there, man. It's like, it looks really tasty, That's a flavor saver right there. That's what we call that.
It's a little cold, but
all right. I was just asking him, like, what's your percentage, like, your work, like, as opposed to dialogue and your work? Because I know, like, for me, I'm like, I could work. But at the end of the day, like, if I'm not, like, in community with people, then I'm not learning. You know what I mean? Sometimes. Like, you can learn on your own. Obviously, you can watch YouTube and stuff. But, like, also, like, hanging around you for a day. Like, you just learn all these things. Like, oh, you do that? Oh, how do you do this? Like, talking and like so anyways, he was like, oh man, it's 80% dialogue, it's 80% going to get coffee, sitting down, having lunch, not even whipping out a camera, like there's no sign of a camera. It's just 80% just one-on-one time, 10% actual shooting, taking photos, and then 10% editing. And that's it. And I wish I knew that a lot sooner growing up as a kid. Because it's like, yeah, you can be freaking great at what you do and like lock yourself in a room and crush it, you know, and like,
Yeah.
but also it's like, it's really good to just get out there and hang out with people and ask questions and kind of just, I think learning from other people's experiences is always so much better. And that's, I mean, I think that's what you do with your channel. You show your experience, you know, and that's how people learn. And it's like, if you're a young kid and you want to really get into it, like find some people that are really doing this well. If they have the time, like take them out for coffee. Like you pay for it, you know, it's a cup of coffee. It can't be that much. Like,
also they'll probably say no. And I mean, they'll probably go to coffee, but they'll probably still pay for their coffee.
Exactly. You know, but like, you know, just that act and you know, whatever little, ask questions. That's the beauty of, I think, like growing up in church, you know, was like, you could always ask questions and people would always tell you, hey, do this, try this, you know, this. And it's still like that today. Like even in professional environments, I ask questions daily. I love asking questions. I have my ideas of my own and, you know, like, oh, I think I know my lanes and stuff, but I love asking questions. Like, how do you do this? How do you approach this from your point of view? And just shutting up and listening a lot. That is, yeah.
I'm terrible at that.
Well, you have to be a host. That's different.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Because I know sometimes people don't give you nothing and you have to pull it out of them.
Oh, God. Dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It is.
Yeah, I'm going to add on to that and say, especially if you're 15, let's just say if you're 18.
Yeah.
Do free work.
Oh, yeah.
Go and offer an internship. Hey, can I intern for you for 2 months?
Yeah. Yeah, fly on the wall.
Go watch literally be there every day and watch what they do. Because you will learn so much from just seeing a complete day of work over a period of a couple months.
Yeah.
And then you have that wisdom with you forever. And then you can go and do something else. And I'm a strong believer in stacking skills. And then when you have a full stack of skills, you can now do a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And you have the experience of each person that you did that with to direct how you want to do it.
Oh, man. And when you're in those rooms, be silent.
Yeah.
Just sit there and listen.
Yeah. I've got a lot of sort of boomer takes on kids right now, but I'm going to put a positive spin on it and assume that someone's listening who is a go-getter and wants to be able to do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals or dreams. And in my opinion, the way to do that is to show up with a smile on your face, be useful, be helpful, be early.
Yeah.
Don't ask for things. And that's not like you don't deserve to ask for things. It's let the things come to you.
Yes.
Things will come. If you do good work and you're helpful and useful, people will go, who is that kid that was here?
Yeah.
Can he come back? Can you send me his number?
Yes.
I would love for that guy to come work with me and I'll pay him.
Yeah.
That will happen, or gal. That will happen really fast. As
100%.
as long as it's good work and like the attitude is positive, you know, and then there's the conversation of like getting experience and learning from others, but then there's also like building your skill.
Yeah.
And I sort of did both of these when I worked at East West because I was an assistant engineer. And for people who don't know, the job of an assistant is to basically know everything there is to know about the studio you're at. You know everything there is to know. Somebody says, hey, I want to do this idea with all this stuff set up this way, and then I want to hear it this way, I want to record it this way, and can we do it to tape too? And you got to know, take all that in and go, okay, and then know how to do it. Do it for them.
Yeah.
Get it set up before they even show up.
Man.
So the second they walk in the door, everything's record ready. Tracks are made. Like today, I did a terrible job of that. I didn't even ran XLRs, but if I was an assistant working for myself, it would have been, everything would have been, you sit down, here's your coffee, sir. Can I get you in? The bathroom's down here, you know.
Oh, man.
Perfect. I got to step my game up. I'm ashamed of myself.
Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir.
But that was the best way to make yourself valuable, and making yourself valuable is the best way to take the next step. And as an assistant, when people want you on the session, you get on more sessions, you get on better sessions, you get around better people, and then you get to see how more successful, talented people are in the room.
Yes.
And literally, like, back to the skills thing, see how they work.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dang, he's using this mic on that. Like, whoa, I would have never done that. That is kind of sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. But when he pushed the fader up and I heard it, it was like, oh,
holy crap. Yeah.
That's the thing I've always been looking for.
Man.
And just in that, like, 5 minutes of them asking you to put a 67 in that position, set that way, and patching in this compressor, and then you hearing it, now I have that for the rest of my life, and I get to give that moment to everyone that works with me.
Yep.
Now when they go, hey, can you do that thing where, like, the drums kind of have this thing on the chorus where it does this? And I go, I sure can.
Gotcha, fam.
I know exactly how to do that.
Bing, boom, boom.
Thank you, Dan Wilson. So that there's just an insane, and that is like a handful of those experiences.
Oh, man.
To take with you is like so much value, and maybe you get those in your first internship and you luck out.
Yeah.
But if you're unwilling to do free work in the beginning, especially, and maybe not even in the beginning, I know some people who want to get into it, but are very sure that they will never do free work. They're like, I'm above this. And I go, okay, well, good luck.
Have fun on that
It's
journey.
going to be very hard for an established producer to just bring someone in they've never worked with, who has no credits, but who's sure that they'll be able to do everything that producer needs, and technically as a skill, but also know how to hang in a room.
Oh, man.
Knowing how to hang in a room with pros and artists.
Yeah.
And like that's 80% of the job. Like
that is it. Yeah.
Plugging in a
dialogue and and
dude,
hanging out.
Plugging in some mics and getting levels, like the skill is assumed.
Oh.
Your performance, that's basically performance.
Yeah. It just makes quality of life better for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it also gets better performances out of the musicians too. When everyone's having fun.
Oh yeah. If it's all chill, easy, like that's your best work environment. That's when the most creative things come out. And like, oh man.
So yeah, I think that's something I wish. And here's another one. Listen up, kids.
Listen, youngins. Old Pappy Andrew's gonna tell you something.
There's a skill that took me a while when I was younger to get good at, but I was essentially forced to develop this skill just because it was the only option, which is I call it a life skill, and it's called figure it out. Hey,
did you get that, Jamie?
Hey, I need you to do this. How do I do that? Figure it out.
Figure it out.
I'm doing something. I'm paying you to do it. So figure it out. And if you could, we're doing that in 15 minutes.
Dude, 100%. That I honestly, that's like, I love that. Figure it out.
Yeah.
That's like that's my thing. I tell everybody that I come to work with or that works for us underneath the drum sample shop or whatever. I always tell everybody, and everybody that's on our team knows this. I will never ask you to do something that I don't already know how to do it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yes.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you need help later on, I'll help you. But I'm not going to ask you to do something that like I haven't already stressed over and figured out how to do it.
Yeah.
So I know it's not that hard to figure it out.
I'm not going to hold your hand. Yeah.
If me, Mr. Dumbo, can figure it out, you can figure it out
Yes.
as well. And I'm not going to put you on an impossible task where it's like you're pulling your hair out. You got this, you know. And I think that's just a rule. I mean, for entrepreneurship, like I think, you know, being
a good life skill.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, anything in production or music, you know, creativity, it's entrepreneurship. You're figuring it out.
Yeah.
You're constantly in a state of figuring out.
Dude.
Now you're just in little pockets of figuring it out when you get, you know, assigned a task.
Yeah, everything that has been successful in my life has come from me having to figure it out. It was I wish somebody was like, "Oh, you want to make YouTube videos? Perfect. That's easy. Let me show you exactly what to do."
Bing boom, bing boom, boom.
No.
No.
In fact, it was the opposite. It was like, "You want to make YouTube videos?
Good luck supporting your family."
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, send me that video.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, sure.
And it was I don't want to say it was necessarily the same when I wanted to get into professionally recording, but it was very much sort of a pipe dream. You know, to my I got to give my parents credit because they supported me when I did it. But
Same.
When I mentioned it, when I was like, "Hey, I think I'm going to move to California instead of staying here in Illinois and taking this for sure guaranteed job, I'm going to move to California where I know no one, have no family, no friends, and I'm going to try to figure out how to get a job in recording studios to make records."
Yeah.
It was like, good luck, kid.
You're doing what?
You're going to go to California,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, but
Man.
so there's no guidance to any of that, but I knew I was obsessed with figuring out how to record my drums and how to make the mix sound better. And the fact that there was a school that was just focused on recording, I was like, this is literally the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
And the second we got in there and we, you know, signal flow, practical like recording techniques like miking and phase. Like when I learned phase, I was like, this made school worth it.
Yeah.
Learning that I need to flip the overheads.
Yeah.
Once I flip the overheads, oh my God, there's the snare drum.
Yeah, there it is.
I've been placing my mics completely out of phase with snare top for 5 years.
Love it.
So yeah, figure it out. That's a good one.
Yeah, figure out. And then there's also tricks like flipping a kick drum out of phase and making it sound like freaking massive. Have you done that trick? Where it's like you flip it out of phase, the kick out, and then you run it through a Sans amp like plug-in, and then you like boost the drive on it.
Man,
I
don't know what you're talking about.
That's a cool little nugget. We got to try it sometime. It's not every time it works, but like it's pretty rad.
Yeah, I'm curious. So now we're gonna talk about microphones.
I love it.
Because the phase for me is just a measurement tool.
Yeah.
Of like how close are these envelopes to each other, you know? And I'll tell a little story here. This is a cool story. This guy, Keith Armstrong, was Chris Rodalji's assistant for like 12 years. And I did a tracking session with Keith. It was a drum session in a small room, and it was a 4-hour session. And we needed to record like 2 or 3 songs. We spent 3.5 hours placing mics for this 4-hour session.
Okay, yeah.
And the main thing we did was move the mics just subtly, and we'd have him hit, play something for like 5 seconds, and then we would listen, and he would flip. And we did this in relation with all the mics. So we started with overheads and snare, right?
Oh man.
And he'd listen, and he would go in, and he'd play back, and he'd flip the phase, and you could still kind of hear like, it's kind of out of phase, and then we'd move it, and then we'd do that 5 more times until he would flip the phase, and you just couldn't hear the snare. it was so perfectly out of phase or perfectly in phase
Yeah.
that when you flip it, it's gone. And then we did that with the rooms to the kick and to the snare. We did that with the snare bottom. We did this mic in between the snare bottom and the kick 414 EB in figure 8, which is a phase complicated situation.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Did that and spent so much time on just basically making it so that if you solo two things and you flip the phase, that drum disappeared.
It's gone.
So for people who don't know, there's like your waveform is a visual sort of representation of the waveform of the envelope of the sound. And when those are lined up, it's perfectly in phase, meaning you're hearing all of the frequencies that are being captured. If they're a little bit off, they're actually subtracting and you're missing some of that frequency. And getting them so in phase correct, whatever you want to call it, that was like the greatest lesson on drum miking. And the sounds were, I mean, it was a small room, but it just like,
yeah,
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what a difference this makes.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay, let's record the songs. We did in like 15 minutes.
We
did 3 songs, like one take each. And
phase is perfect.
But he was an assistant for mixing. So it's like getting those drum files perfect.
Oh man.
Before the mix.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a little tangent here. This is one thing I think people get real lost in the weeds about mixers. How do I mix? Like, dude, so much of mixing has nothing to do with mixing. Getting a great mix is picking a great drum set.
Yes.
Before you even pick mics, picking great mics, placing them great, picking a great drummer, having the drummer play a great part for the song. That is mixing.
Yeah.
All of that is mixing, and that has nothing to do with
all the source
plugins or compressors or anything.
Yeah.
And then checking all of the phase and getting all of everything correct before you start balancing. Then you balance and you're like, God, it's perfect already.
It's great.
This is awesome. You put a compressor on and you go, whatever, it's good.
Yeah.
The guys who are all the top mixers have assistants who are doing all that work for them. So they come in and they're like, the assistant knows the like either the plug-in chains or the outboard chains that the mixer likes on drums. They're not reinventing the wheel.
No.
They're using the stuff that they know that they like.
Yeah.
Every time. It has their sound, So they're just hitting the insert button, like, oh, there's the thing that does the thing that I love that everyone pays me a lot of money to do.
Exactly.
They press that button and they touch it and they go, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Let's run an instrumental and do like a vocal and vocal up, and I'm going to go get lunch. Did you eat?
You good?
I'll send someone in to take your order. You can go ahead and do this. They spend like very little time.
Oh man.
Because also the work they're getting is like Maroon 5 and like these hit records already. It's like so easy.
Just little secrets, little like top end sauce.
Yeah, it took those guys a lot to get there.
Yeah.
They didn't start like that.
Oh, it's grinding every day. Yeah.
But, it's so frustrating when people are like, just like they don't know much about recording.
Yeah. We can fix it in the mix, right?
And they're so fixated on mixing techniques and stuff. It's like, listen, man, so much of this is how the record was made.
Yeah.
You can do
just the mojo on the room.
You can do some magic in the mix, but why?
Yeah.
Don't stress it out.
No.
Also, other giant mixing problems are like, dude, this is just the wrong bass part.
Yeah.
Like the basses should not be doing this here.
No.
I had a client when I was doing a mix call me, and bless their hearts, they're songwriters.
Bless them.
But we were on like revision 3 of this song, and the guy's like, "You think that we could? I don't know if you could do this, but you think you could like you know that Fleetwood Mac song?" And he's like, and it has that beat that's like.
Oh yeah, that
And I'm just like, where are we going here? This is not going in a good direction. And he's like, I just feel like maybe if the drums were playing something like that on the chorus,
no,
like that would work better for the song. I'm like, yeah, that's not mixing, buddy.
No.
There's not a reverb that changes the drum part.
Oh, the Fleetwood Mac reverb. Boom. Yeah.
Like, no, you can re-record the drums,
There's a mic button.
and I can start another mix with those new drums.
Oh my gosh.
Or you can, if you want to hire me to do that, that's not mixing though.
No.
Changing a drum part.
No, it's
in a song.
mastering. No, I'm just
No, that's
kidding.
and that's fixing is what I call it. Yeah, and
Exactly.
whenever you're mixing and you're fighting performances,
Oh,
that's not mixing, and it's not your fault as a mixer. It's
no.
the song wasn't produced well or cut right or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
that's no fun. Don't get caught up in that.
On revision 3. That's hilarious.
Dude, that was like, I had decided I wasn't doing any more for hire work after that.
Yeah, you're like,
And those were nice people, and the songs were actually really great, really
Yeah.
well done. But I was like,
I can't help that. I can't fix that.
yeah, that was ironically how I got introduced to Sweetwater, because I
Really?
was so tired of mixing with my mouse doing
Yeah.
these revisions. That UF8 came out from SSL.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I need that. Please, God. That is going to make these revisions and things so much simpler where I can just close my eyes and
Please.
grab a fader.
Kevin from Sweetwater, send it to me.
Dude.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sweetwater.
So I asked somebody that I knew who worked with Sweetwater, like, is there any way to send this and I'll do like a video on it and I will love you forever. Please, I need this for a mix. And they were like, oh, I'm not with Sweetwater anymore, but here's this person.
Oh, nice.
And that dude was like, dude, send me your address. I'll send it today.
Boom.
And what's your t-shirt size? And are you
Oh.
down for a Zoom call?
Yeah. How much candy do you want?
Yeah, dude. It was, and that started a beautiful relationship. So,
That's rad.
anything new coming out that so this will be out, and I mean, it's out right now.
Yeah, you're
But
watching it.
We're filming this a month and a half ago, probably, or so, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I think at the time of this right now,
Yes.
either it's releasing or it's about to be released.
Mm.
So it's totally fine. We can talk about it. I think it's great. We're doing our first ever signature sample pack.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like
Tell me.
first ever like featured person. Like
Okay.
technically you are first featured if yours goes
Sure,
on the
yeah,
side.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
first like DSS.
From the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole process. It'll be with Joe Carroll.
All right. Love
and,
Joe.
We all love Joe. I think everybody loves Joe. I mean,
Yeah.
you've done 2 videos with Joe now.
Yeah. He's great.
He has a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
He needs to buy another third studio so you can just do another tour with him.
Joe, I'll take your spot in Berry Hill.
There we go. Oh man, Treasure Isle, so good. The first ever. So like, yeah, we wanted to do a signature pack, but we didn't want to do like a classic like drummer signature pack as our first one.
Yeah.
Definitely want to do drummer signature packs, but we're like, a lot of people do that, and in the boutique realm, there's not a lot of like mixing engineer packs or recording engineer packs. I mean,
Okay.
there is, but like in
Yeah.
our kind of space, they're not really. And Joe was just the perfect candidate. He's been using DSS for like a year and a half now. We love Joe. We work with Joe a lot.
So is it like one drum kit, or did you do multiple kits, or
Oh man.
bunch of different
I don't
drums,
have-
or one drum?
At this time, I don't have counts. I know at least there was 14 or 15 snare drums, individual snare drums recorded.
Wow.
Each one of those has like multiple tuning variations and dampening options as well.
Oh wow.
So there's a lot.
Wow.
Kick drums, there's a lot.
What? So okay. So what's a price for something like that? Because I think I bought a pack that had a bunch of different kits for $100.
Yeah. It won't be that much. I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Yeah, it won't be that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It'll definitely be under $100.
Dang.
Might even be under 80.
Whoa,
Yeah.
guys.
Listen,
Maybe not though. Maybe it will
we
be
don't
100.
know. Listen, we want
I
people
can't
to-
imagine what a nightmare it must be to edit all that.
Oh, it's so. And the cool thing is,
It's a lot of work.
since, yeah, I mean, this is so. Not only are we doing that, We recorded at Treasure Isle, but there's some secret sauce on it. And since it's at the time of release or right before the time of release, we would have announced it by now.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll just say it here first,
Yeah.
technically. To our knowledge, Drum Sample Shop has recorded the first ever Atmos ready drum sample pack.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you drop it in there and it comes out
Yeah, like
8 outputs or whatever?
Yeah, all of it. You can do all of the
40 outputs. How many outputs are in
I don't
Atmos?
know. Joe's doing all that stuff.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Joe's
Sorry,
brainchild.
Joe.
I know.
Jeez.
He it was his thing. He was like, I want to make an Atmos ready sample pack. And
Wow.
I said, I don't know how to, but if you do,
That's a great idea.
we'll
Figure it out.
We'll fund it. We'll make it happen. Like, great. And so yeah, that's happening.
Cool. That's pretty cool. You know, Atmos is like there's like politics.
Yeah.
And then there's Atmos.
And then there's Atmos.
You know,
Yeah.
Atmos it's a heated world, dude.
It's like it's
People-
fun. It's controversial.
People are twisted up about it.
Man. I mean, you know, like
yeah, tell me what's your side?
I love it. Buy it. It's amazing. No. Well, I think, you know, it's just with anything, like a lot of people are moving. I mean, I'm sure I wasn't there at the time and none of us were, but, you know, when they went from mono to stereo, what are you doing? You can't put, you know, like, you know,
Why?
yeah,
One.
what, you know,
Sure.
it's probably like, oh my God, nobody has a setup for that. You know, it's 1930, 1945. Nobody has a setup for that. I don't know when mono switched over to stereo.
It was in
but,
the 1200s.
oh yeah, classic, yeah. But you know what I mean, like, you know, kind of that sort of concept, and it's like we're moving forward, and I mean, if my AirPods can give me an immersive sound,
Yeah.
like what, you know,
Devil's advocate, what comes after Atmos?
yeah, I don't know. We become the sound. We are a speaker. We are it's speakers implanted in us, and we're just,
Remember when we only listened to immersive?
yeah. Literally, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that everybody that just came back from NAMM, you know, was like, it's all Atmos.
Next is going to be you lay inside of a speaker.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And for this one, you just become a drum, like you're just a drum, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly.
That's crazy.
But it's like it's what's happening.
That's
now.
cool that you guys are doing that in the pack.
I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's what Joe wanted to do, and yeah, that's our goal with the signature packs. It's like, hey,
It's there if you want it.
yes,
And
Yeah.
then you have just regular
oh yeah,
options too.
and you have great sounding. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, the
I have
snares.
2 speakers. So
Yeah,
as long as I can put it, I put the snare sample on a stereo track too,
yeah, exactly.
you know, so.
Oh, I bet you'll have an Atmos rig soon.
No.
Somebody's gonna toss.
I'm going on record, never Atmos.
Okay, yeah. When you know, the Sweetwater comes calling, they're like, hey, we need to put an Atmos room, and you're like, okay.
No.
Nah, he said
No,
nah.
I did say, I will admit, I did say I will never have a console last year.
Yeah, and I'm looking at a big freaking honking console right there.
I will say that. And that was a special opportunity we had with Trident and Sweetwater.
Mm.
And I have to admit, coming up on consoles, there was a nostalgia
Yeah.
thing. And because one of the consoles, the one I did that session on, the drum phase session,
Yeah.
was on a Trident.
Oh, that's cool.
And I had, 5-6 years on that Trident. So I was like, dang, and it's a Trident?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's cool.
that's cool.
That's really rad, dude.
And there was like nothing on the internet at all about these consoles. So I was
Oh.
like, I'm going to be like the only one who's done content on this. This is cool.
Hey.
But they, I like using, I like it. I like consoles.
Yeah.
I don't know about the having 14 speakers is a different thing. That's a very different thing.
It is.
Also, this room will collapse if I try to put anything more in this room. I'm certain
You have to light every single speaker as well.
we will be in a different space if that happens, and that will be in someone else's room. I'm sure certainly will put a room, because my goal is to build a commercial studio. I talked with you about this,
Yes.
right? Or a commercial,
Love this
buy a
idea.
commercial building
Yeah.
and then but it's like private. It's not like we're booking out the rooms.
No.
But I'll have a room, and then someone else will have a room, and then there'll be a few other guys who have like smaller production rooms.
Yeah. A commercial communal space.
Yeah, dude, it'll be a hang. It'll be a vibe where
I'm
we
here
can
for
all
it.
come to work, but we have our own things.
Sign me up.
We can swap gear. Hey, can I use your
Yes.
blah blah blah? Sweet. Hey, are you using the Princeton? And then you can all go and get lunch, grab lunch, have meetings, introduce. Maybe you've got somebody cool coming into the studio. You can introduce them.
Oh.
Have meetings, stuff like that. Like
Drum Sample Shop wants an office there.
I miss that. It's nice being here, especially when my kid's really young. Just being able to do lunch and hang every single day.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that, but there is the people, like I do, like you said,
Yeah.
like the dialogue, the hang, there's so much that comes from that you don't even know until you do it. And then you go, wow, this would have never happened if we didn't just waste 2 hours like hanging out and talking.
It's just organic networking.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you're here. Oh yeah, cool.
And and for me, like doing content and videos and studio stuff, it's like, dude, I got 3 producers in the house. I've got a bunch of musicians. Like, yo, I'm doing this video for this company on this product or whatever. You want to play drums? You want to play blah, blah, blah. I can introduce you, this and that. And sometimes I get gear that like I don't need.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, I don't know what to do with this thing. Can we put it in your room? Like stuff like that. I'm like, I'd love to have a good group of people who are like locked in. We build a space that's so tight that it's like you don't want to lose this space. You're like, I want to make sure I have this room for locked down for a couple years,
Yeah.
And like I want it to be that awesome, and I don't know how to get there. And here's another lesson, since we're on the boomer lessons. That'll be the name of this episode, Boomer Lessons.
Pappy Andrew.
From 29 and 32-year-old.
You need a Cracker Barrel rocking chair right now.
Yeah. Is just because you don't know how to do something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. In fact, like
preach.
Drum Sample Shop, it was kind of a joke. You started it and it was great.
Yeah.
YouTube was very much that for me. And then a bunch of steps along the way were that like I added video calls, consultations, Zoom calls that people could book. That was infinitely more successful than any book me as an engineer thing. It was immediately everyone who watched the channel who wanted to set up a studio, or actually in most cases, it was a bunch of you and me. It was a bunch of drummers who were like, dude, I'm setting up this room so I can do remote drums. I'm trying to figure out how to make videos and promote them and this and that and do work for others. I'm looking at these preamps. I saw you use this. What should I get? It was like the Zoom thing was so successful that it was like immediately created a giant new source of revenue.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a joke.
Yeah.
It was literally a joke. I just saw that I could put that on my website. Wix, the website hoster or whatever, was like, oh, now you can change your bookings to be a Zoom call because 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's hilarious. What if somebody booked a call with me?
Did that?
Wouldn't that be crazy? Dude, and then the second I did it, it was like, book. I was like, whoa.
Man.
And it was great, and it was actually, now I was talking to people and getting to see what they're doing and meet people all around the world too, like in Africa and like Brazil, and I just did one with a guy in Switzerland. Yeah, it's wild.
Wow.
People are just, they watch these videos and they're like, they love it.
Well, it's what we were talking about the other day, like, the marketing standpoint of like from businesses and stuff. Like, we're out of that dinosaur mentality, now of like, oh, we got to put it in a shop or, put it like, a big old like, banner or billboard on the side of the road for, somebody to see. But like, rather, nobody cares about that. They want to see you, the people they follow on a daily basis, using it. It's like, oh, that dude has it? Well, I need it now.
Dude, for audio, the in-ear company.
Yeah. Hey, Vlad. You're watching this.
Dude, the second I found out John Mayer was using them, I'm like, done.
Yeah.
Done. I have no further questions.
Oh, man.
John Mayer's whole team is using them.
Yep.
I'm in. That is now like, you know, when I was growing up, it would be, you would see a band you loved played a certain kind of drum kit, and you're like, I gotta get that drum kit.
Yeah.
Because in hindsight now, you know, likely they used a different kit in the studio.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what they had on the road. Yeah. And drum companies knew that if they saw that head or whatever on the road, then all these kids are gonna want the same drum kit.
Yep.
And that's how it is now, but with individuals, I think. Creators, YouTubers, musicians who, like Corey Wong, you know, there's an infinite, Mateus Asado, people like that. It's like someone you admire, who you relate to and want to be able to strive to be what they are.
Yeah.
You're like, well, maybe that PRS will get me there.
Exactly. Maybe it'll work.
Yeah.
You know?
If I just had this, I'd be that much closer to being able to play, which is silly, but it is a real thing. And there's also like who was I talking to about this? Like if I think that me getting a piece of gear will get me closer to it, it actually will. Like because I will behave differently when I believe that it will.
Yes.
So like if I think I'm limited by something, I can't get that without this piece of gear, and then I get a new piece of gear, no matter what, I'm gonna get the better sound with the new piece of gear because I believe it will.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy thing that humans have going on with their belief systems
every day. Every day.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to remember. What did I ask you to get on that thing?
I don't remember either. We're just having good convos.
Yeah. Gas man. I am the gas man. Ask my
Mr. Masters, the gas man. Pappy Andrew.
Well, dude.
Man.
This was fun.
This was fun.
Thank you for coming on and hanging out and sharing your life with me, and we'll do many more of these because it's really easy and fun to do.
Got a lot in the pipeline too together. I'm very excited.
Yeah. We'll do some more stuff. Anything? What people can follow you or anything like that?
Yeah, it's Drum Sample Shop. You can follow that Instagram, Drum Sample Shop, Facebook, Drum Sample Shop, TikTok, Drum Sample Shop. Personal, Payden Hilliard, and you can find me on one of those. And so,
heck yeah, dude. Right?
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, and
thanks for having me.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.